What's going on, everyone? Welcome to winter in South Australia. It's horrible. Ugh. Long time no see. So I'm about to go on a coffee run because I like coffee. I could go just make myself a coffee at home inside, but I like going for a drive. I enjoy driving. Right, cool. So in the next little while I got to replace the steering rack on my car. It is leaking far too much now. I should have done it a little while ago, but what are you gonna do, right? I've also ordered, or not ordered, I've bought a shift boot because the one that I had with the car got all holes in it. So I decided to replace it. It didn't go too well, I'll show you. So this is just full leather. It's handmade. Not by me, someone else made it. And it's too thick. I don't know if anyone knows the way these little things work. Sort of like that. There's a little ring there and you got the holes in it and it works, right? Cool. All I did was I bought the thing, put it on, and it didn't fit. It's sat like that, what you saw before, ever since, and that's been over a year. Problem is, when I was changing that boot over to the leather one, the way it works is you got to take the gear knob off, and putting it back on, I accidentally put on 10 times more Loctite than I should have. So now, oh yeah, that's the other reason I couldn't fix it. I put the Loctite on and it was already dried before I realised how I could fix it. So, now the only way I can get it off without taking a blowtorch to it, which I really don't want to do, is to get some vice grips and just lever it off. Not lever it, but you know what I mean. So I'm doing that. I'm going to do that today. You'll see that later. But it's okay. That is going to destroy that part of the gear knob, but I don't care because I've got another one ordered. I'll display that now. All right, anyway, full kit. It's coffee time. That's what I was going to say. So currently it's a bit sunny, which is good. Hopefully the rain holds off because I've got to be outside of the car, leaning into it in front of the seat. So hopefully the rain holds off because then I'll be able to get the steering column done. Problem with that is when I picked it up, the bloody wreckers pulled out the shaft that connects to the steering rack. So your steering column, you've got your steering wheel end and you've got your firewall end. Steering wheel is on a shaft that doesn't remove from the column. That comes out with the column, but you've got to take the steering wheel off. Now, I'll show you later. Basically, it's out of alignment because the wreckers pulled the bottom shaft out because it does come out, and they didn't put it back in the right spot, the clowns. If that shaft comes out of the column, there's 60 different splines on it, and it's not master splined, so good luck getting it back in the right spot. Problem is, steering wheel is down to the left, and when you're turning corners, the indicator doesn't always turn itself back off, which is a bit annoying. And it happened because of the steering column switch. So we know that's the problem. We got to fix it. What's going on? I'm back. It's actually Monday now. It's not the same day that I filmed that last bit on. Couldn't do anything on the car the other day because it was just raining, and then yesterday it was just raining, so had to wait until now. It's not raining anymore, so let's get on with it. Gear knob is probably going to get destroyed, but my plan is to grip it around here and just rip it off, but I'm not sure how well it's going to work. Like I said, I put a shitload of Loctite on it. It's fine. I got another one. Like I said, I ordered it. It's been sent. It's supposed to be rocking up today, hopefully. Okay, so that was ridiculously easy. I literally just did it like a bee's dick. I did mar it up a bit, but I have another one coming, and that's actually a lot better than I expected that it would be. So I'm pretty chuffed with that. Just unscrew him. So now the next step is to pull this panel off. Now, I don't remember if I need to take these side panels off or not. Throw that out of the way and close this up. Alright, so this needs some cleaning. Don't judge me. It's a little bit grotty. Oh. Alright, cool. That's actually still fine, but it's a bit broken. You know, I think I'm going to get the vacuum cleaner out before I put it back on. This should now just rip up. Yeah! Alright, cool. So, that's how you do that. Alright, gave it a quick vacuum. Ready to stick this back on now. Installation is a reversal of the removal process. Third would probably be best, but got to get this over the thing. Alright, cool. Now I can maneuver this one on. But that's just bumped off. Come on now. That's what I want. Okay, cool. Give it some Wex. Now she's on. That's lovely. That looks so much better. That's so much better. I forgot how good this stuff looks when it's factory. So that's how you do that one. Alrighty, I'm going to start on the steering column now. First thing to do is disconnect your battery because you need to remove your airbag. And you don't want that blowing up when you unplug it. That'd be a bad time. There's a screw there. That's a Torx bit, or a Torx head screw. So you need some Torx bits for that. I'm using a 1/4" ratchet and my Blue Point kit. I think it's a T30. It's definitely a T30, so you're going to want one of those. And I think there's a T40 that holds the steering wheel onto the shaft, so you'll need one of those as well. Let me just undo those two screws. There's one on either side of the buttons at the back. So there and there at the back, you'll find those screws. You want to undo those, and then you can pull the airbag off enough to unplug it, and then you can remove that. Alright, now at this point, this is probably the most important part aside from unplugging your battery. And it's a good time to get this out of the way before you get too far into it. Make sure your front wheels are pointed as straight as possible. Always. Alrighty, those are straight. So as straight as possible. So now what we want to do is pull out the airbag. You sort of just wiggle it out. Right. Now, that's what that looks like. We want to unplug that and unplug that. This is the part where it can get explodey if you don't unplug your battery, so always battery disconnect. Alright, when you're done with that, it should look like this. These two bolts that hold the airbag unit in don't actually come out. They're not supposed to. Don't remove them from the car because you'll break something. Now, what we want to do, I think that one's a T40. I lied, it's a T50. Yeah, alright. I got that loose because I've had that bolt down since I've owned the car about 5 or 6 times. So it's just not getting super tight, but that's fine because it's not coming loose. You may need to hit it with a rattle gun, to be honest with you. They can be pretty tight from factory, so just keep that in mind. But once you've got it loose, you don't want to take it all the way out to begin with. Alright, I'm going to try this. What you want to do, it's not all the way out. but it's still threaded in fine. So what you do is you just wiggle it. Sometimes you got to whack it. Alright, that's come loose. Now we can undo the rest of this. Alright, now we can get this all undone. Right, we want to undo this guy. Right. Take the key out so the thing can go. Now, this is a bit of a pain in the butt. All this wiring needs to come undone. So that's probably the most sucky part of this whole thing, to be honest with you. But it is what it is. Actually, I should undo that clock spring first, eh? Prob's a good move. It's that top panel. There's 3 bolts on this one. You want to keep them separate to the bolts on the bottom. Now, those bolts don't want to come out. This here has your clock spring inside it. Now, the best way I can explain it is it's like those wired earbuds that have a little mechanism inside in the middle, and you can expand and retract the length of the thing, of the wires. I'll put a picture up so you can picture it, because you'll know what it is and you know how it works. That's the same principle, but it'll break very, very, very easily. So this will rotate. Don't play with it. The next thing you'd be wanting to do is undo that bolt there. That's a 10mm, and this is a 14mm. Oh, this one needs to come out too. Right, I didn't see that. No worries. So that needs to come out. I'll get unplugged. And then all I need to do is just unbolt it and realign it. So I'm going to try and do that now. Okay, so I'm sitting here editing this video on the Tuesday morning, and I did do an explanation of how to swap the key barrel over, because you'll need to do that if you're replacing your column. But the camera angle was trash. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to narrate over a still image. That's the best I got. There's a key reader sitting towards the rear of the key barrel itself, where you put the key in. And there's a small, I think 7mm bolt with a Phillips head in the center of it, so you can undo it with either a socket or a screwdriver. So that will come off. That's the part that slides over the front of the key barrel. You'll need to actually remove the key barrel. So what you do, you put your original key in the key barrel, turn it to position 1 or 2. I forgot exactly which one. There's a little pin that you need to press in at the front of the key barrel, or the housing rather. You press that in, and then with your key pull the barrel out. Now you need to do the exact same thing with the new steering column. The wreckers you get your column from should give you the original key. Remove the key reader and the barrel from both the columns and put your original reader and barrel in the new column. Okay, now since I've adjusted this, I'm just going to bolt it back up and get it all back together and then go for a road test and make sure it's fine. I really want it to be fine. I hope it's fine. Bolts by hand. Always. Never don't start a bolt by hand. That's what I say. Alrighty. Switch that to on. Get the thing in. Alright. What was that? Alrighty. So, finishing up the video now. I couldn't actually tell. It seemed alright when I drove it from what I put on the video, the steering wheel, but I wasn't entirely sure. So I ended up going for another drive later that night. I had to get fuel anyway, and it's mint. It's like factory spec. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully it's not like 6 months before I do another video. See ya.